Hey, what's up? It's Take here. Welcome back to my weekly blog. Let's get started. And you've got a few updates on the new mobile version, so let me talk about it. So the first one is conflict resolution. This is a feature for resolving conflicts because Inkdrop supports syncing data across devices. And sometimes the node conflict occurs when you made changes to the same node on the multiple devices. So when it occurs, you have to resolve by yourself. And the new version provides you a nice UI to help you resolve the conflicts. So let me give you a demo. So I have Pixel 5, and there is a conflict here. So let's open it. And as you can see, it gets a button on the top of the editor. So let's press it. So now it has a UI to resolve the node conflict. And as you can see, you can understand quickly which line is conflicted here. And you can select the diffs. So you can restore and copy and paste to the current revision quickly. But if you want to just restore this revision, you can press the restore revision here. So you can quickly restore this revision and resolve the conflict. And after resolving the conflict, you can mark as resolved button here. And let's press it. And now it's being resolved. So that's the node conflict resolution feature. And next one is Mermaid support. Mermaid is, as you know, it's one of the libraries for drawing the diagrams. Here, as you can see, it's a very popular tool to drawing diagrams. Like GitHub supports it, so it's now compatible with GitHub. For example, you can draw sequence diagrams just by writing a plain text like this, and you can draw class diagrams. State diagram, ER diagram, and so on. So that's very useful. So let me give you a demo. So here is iPad. So as you can see, diagrams are properly rendered on the preview. It's a Gantt chart and sequence diagram. So it works flawlessly. It works also pretty well on Android. Here. So that's cool. So that's the Mermaid support. And I've fixed a lot of platform dependent issues. So the first one is about iOS. So now it supports restoring scroll positions when the web editor gets reloaded by iOS. So what's the problem? So in build 18, iOS occasionally unloads embedded web views to save the memory consumption, and it's not possible to prevent. So the app has to remember the scroll position, the last scroll position, and when reloading the web view, it should restore the last scroll position. And I managed to do that. And here is a demo. So let's say you have a long node here, and the last cursor position is here, and you go to and you open up another app like Safari and email app like so, and go back to Inkdrop, and the web view gets unloaded. So let's simulate the behavior by pressing the debug button here, and so so the review gets reloaded, but scroll position gets restored properly, as you can see. So let's try again. Yeah. So it works. Yeah, it was good. And when you are on preview mode, it works pretty well as well. Yeah, that's cool. So it was so hard because the content, some types of content is dynamic. Some types of contents are dynamically changed their heights. So it was kind of hard to restore them. But yeah, now it works fine. Okay, the next issues is on Android. There were many issues on Android, as always. This one is about drawer navigation. So Android has a back button, built-in back button. So you can go back by pressing the back button. On Inkdrop, back button is used to toggle the sidebar, as you can see here. And this behavior is a custom implementation. So, and in Breed 20, there is minor issue that the back button stops working in a certain condition. And Magnus reported it. So when you open up the sidebar by back button and open up settings and back to the sidebar, it stops working. That was a bug, and it's now fixed. Yeah. Thanks for reporting. And next bug is on the editor. That is so the in build 20 it supports swipe gesture to close the editor and go back to the note list. So you can now swipe back to the note list. But so as you can see, Lucas reported this issue. When you go back by swiping gesture, the focus still remains on the editor, and that is so annoying. Because the app can't prevent the app can't prevent the editor from getting focus when performing the swipe gesture. So when you start swiping gesture, your finger is on the editor here. So that the web view recognize this finger gesture, and so it's like the focus on the editor gets focus unexpectedly. But I managed to fix it by disabling this entire editor while performing the swipe gesture. It works. It's still weird, but yeah, it basically works pretty well. So while you having a focus on the editor, it starts scroll, and I'm not so happy with it. but yeah, it works mostly fine. And there is another issue on the swipe gesture that is reported by Magnus. So this swipe gesture is so when you are scroll down and your finger your finger right. I don't, I don't how to describe it. The swipe gesture gets unexpectedly recognized as a horizontal swipe. So the editor unexpectedly gets closed, but while you are scrolling down, and I found a workaround to avoid this issue. That is setting failure offset for y-axis. So that is about palm gesture API, and it supports fail offset y. So you can prevent unexpectedly recognizing the vertical swipe. So it should solve this issue. But I found that maybe I will remove this feature because it has a conflict in the preview mode, because so it now supports Mermaid, and Mermaid gets Mermaid diagram. Some Mermaid diagrams have larger than the screen width. So you have to scroll horizontally like so. And when you scroll from left to right, it closes the editor. So I think it's not possible to solve. I don't know how to solve it. So yeah, it's very annoying. So maybe I should disable and remove this feature in the next build. Yeah, it's so hard to support both iOS and Android. Okay, so now I've finished implementing all the existing features as version 4. So now it's finally ready to add new features. It took 2 years, about 2 years, to rebuild it from scratch. It was so hard and a long journey. So I'll be preparing publishing it as a public beta, and next I'll be preparing rolling it out officially. So yeah, it took 2 years, and I've once published a roadmap in October 2020. It's a very old article, and so I planned rebuilding the mobile app here, and I was trying to build a native Markdown editor for both iOS and Android to provide a smooth experience on editing Markdown on the mobile platforms. And after many strugglings, I was still unable to make it stable enough for production use, unfortunately. So I ultimately decided to not go with the native solution, but I decided to go with the WebView-based solution 8 months ago. Because while trying to build it, the new version of Code Mirror gets way better than the early days. So I realized that it's good to just use it in the WebView. So during the development, many customers have left, and it was so hard, but I didn't give up, and I'm happy to say it's now stable and reliable enough for production use. So yeah, thank you so much, and it would not have been possible without your support. I've learned a lot about how hard it is to make a product stable enough and just works. So I believe this effort will. Definitely pay off. So I can't wait to roll it out officially. And next, I'd like to talk about creating my signature, handwriting signature, because I wanted to use it on my products and blog and YouTube and so on for branding. And because it's important to make my product personal, to more personal for branding. So I wanted to make it more friendly for users. So I decided to make my signature. And I tried Art Logo this time. It's a service to create your own unique handwritten logo by a professional calligrapher. And I saw one of my favorite YouTubers use it to create his signature. So I ordered one this week, and I've got first version here. It looks cool and sophisticated, but it looks not so unique. And so I wanted to improve by giving them feedback using Procreate on my iPad, like so. So I wanted it to extend this upper line of the T and connect with the Takuya's T and Matsu and to the T, like so. And here is the second version. So it gets way better than the before. And so by extending the upper line of the T, it becomes sharper in appearance. So it would represent my attitude towards focus on the quality. So I love it. And the initial logo, and the first version of the initial logo is just a combination of two letters, and that's kind of boring. So I decided to make more like a logo rather than just a combination of two letters. So it looks now it looks good. So I will use it. I will use them on my products and blog and YouTube and so on. Yes, so that's it. And thank you for watching, and have a productive day.